the creator of one of crypto's most revolutionary technologies, just publicly declined a major award from the world's largest exchange. And his reason? It's about to expose everything wrong with modern crypto. This isn't just drama, this is a declaration of war against the casino mentality that's hijacking the industry. Stick around, because what Yonatan Sompolinsky said next has the entire crypto world picking sides. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're here for no BS crypto analysis and the stories mainstream media won't touch, you're in the right place. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell because this story's developing fast, and you don't want to miss what comes next. Binance just handed out its Blockchain 100 award, a prestigious list recognizing the top minds shaping the industry. Yonatan Sompolinsky, the brilliant mind behind Kaspa's blockDAG technology, made the cut. Big honor, right? Free trip to Dubai, handshakes with industry giants, the whole VIP treatment. Most people would be posting Instagram stories from the ceremony, but Yonatan did something nobody expected. He publicly declined the invitation on X, and his post exploded to over 1.6 million views in hours. The crypto community went absolutely wild. KAS token pumped 16% the next day. Why would someone reject recognition from the most powerful exchange in crypto? Because sometimes standing on principle matters more than standing on stage. So, according to Yonatan Sompolinsky himself, this isn't really about ego or, publicity stunts. It's about watching crypto betray its own soul. He actually points out that a lot of the people who voted for him are Kaspa supporters. And honestly, he doesn't want recognition if the project itself just gets ignored. But then he goes deeper, and, well, this is where things get spicy. Crypto has transformed from a euphoric cypherpunk revolution into what he calls a house-friendly casino. Ouch. He's not calling Binance the sole villain here, but he's making it crystal clear. As the biggest player in the space, Binance holds massive responsibility for what gets amplified and what gets buried. And right now, the green frogs are winning while revolutionary tech just gets left on red. Now here's my take. He's absolutely right, and it's uncomfortable because we've all felt it. We watch meme coins with zero utility skyrocket while projects solving actual blockchain scalability problems struggle for attention. That's not organic market forces, that's exchanges shaping narratives. When platforms prioritize listing fees over innovation, they're not neutral marketplaces anymore. They're kingmakers deciding which direction the entire industry moves. But wait, there's more tension. Yonatan mentions Binance's USD Oracle glitch that helped trigger October's crash. He's basically saying, you're already causing problems, and now you're ignoring the projects that could actually restore confidence when things blow up. That's not a polite critique, that's a public call-out with receipts. Okay, so let's break down what makes this situation so explosive. According to Yonatan, there are three classes of crypto: commercial crypto, casino crypto, and cypherpunk crypto. Kaspa firmly plants its flag in that third category. This is a project that launched fairly with no venture capital backing, no premine pure Nakamoto consensus with 100 millisecond confirmation times. It hit top 20 market cap through actual innovation and community support. Meanwhile, according to Yonatan's brilliant analogy, Binance listed a green frog 3 weeks after launch, but won't touch Kaspa. The green frog being Pepe, obviously, and the shade is absolutely chef's kiss. Alright, so here's where my expert analysis kicks in. Kaspa honestly represents everything crypto was supposed to be. We're talking about 10 blocks per second. There's parallel block creation happening through the GHOSTDAG protocol. You get full proof-of-work security but with instant confirmations. And there's zero ICO nonsense. This is the kind of technology that actually solves Bitcoin's speed limitations, and it does it without compromising decentralization. But here's the brutal truth. Not gonna sugarcoat it. Innovation just doesn't trend like memes do. Exchanges, well, they make way more money from trading volume spikes on speculative garbage than they ever do from listing legitimate infrastructure projects. The incentives are, honestly, completely backwards. So, according to Kaspa Commons, the network just celebrated its 4th birthday, and the achievements, well, they're honestly staggering. We're talking about a fair launch, open source, and probably the most advanced digital ledger technology in the world right now. They're rolling out DAGKnight consensus upgrades, and these vProgs programmable validation layers too. This isn't vaporware. This is tangible technological progress while other projects are still publishing white papers. And, they did it all without paying for exchange listings or dumping tokens on retail investors. Yonatan makes a philosophical point that money itself is a chicken and egg product. It's technically a scam until it reaches tipping point, because value comes from collective belief. He's arguing that Binance, with its massive resources and influence, could serve as both the chicken and egg to push legitimate projects toward that tipping point. But instead, they're using that power to pump meme coins. That's not just a missed opportunity, it's actively harmful to crypto's evolution. Let me add my perspective on the listing fee controversy. Yonatan points out that Kaspa developers and early supporters fairly mined less than half of what Satoshi and Hal Finney mined from Bitcoin. There's no 20% founder's reward like Zcash has. The team literally cannot afford traditional exchange listing fees because they didn't pre-mine tokens to dump on the market later. So Binance's current model automatically excludes the most fairly launched projects. Think about how backwards that is. The projects that play by the rules and prioritize decentralization get punished, while projects that reserve huge allocations for themselves can afford to pay for listings. This creates a perverse incentive structure that rewards greed over innovation. According to a well-known community member tracking network metrics, Kaspa's hash rate has been rising significantly after Yonatan's post. Miners are voting with their computational power, which in proof-of-work systems is the purest form of support. Yonatan's open letter basically argues that Binance tweeting strong projects will be listed is, well, kind of meaningless when Binance itself decides what strong actually means. Exchanges aren't just passive observers, they're really active participants, shaping market psychology and influencing how investors behave. When the largest exchange out there consistently picks speculative assets over real technological innovation, it sends a pretty clear message about what the market is supposed to value. And honestly, that message is destroying crypto's credibility with serious developers and institutional investors. So here's what really matters from an investment perspective. Projects built on solid fundamentals always end up outlasting the hype cycles. Kaspa, for example, survived 4 years through multiple bear markets with absolutely zero venture capital life support. That's literally the definition of anti-fragile. Meanwhile, most meme coins from the last cycle are down 99% and, totally forgotten. So, the market eventually corrects itself, but honestly, exchanges could really speed up that process if they focused on supporting projects that actually deserve longevity. My expert opinion, this confrontation needed to happen. Someone with Yonatan's credibility calling out the industry's largest player, well, it creates a real moment of accountability. Will Binance respond? Will they maybe create a special category for cypherpunk projects that can't afford those traditional listing fees? Probably not right away, but hey, the conversation is out there now, and 1.6 million people witnessed it. That's the true power of decentralized communities, holding centralized entities accountable. This story represents a critical inflection point for crypto's identity. Are we building the future of decentralized finance, or are we just running a sophisticated gambling platform with blockchain aesthetics? Yonatan Sompolinsky just forced everyone to pick a side. The fact that Kaspa pumped 16% after his rejection shows that the community is hungry for projects with actual conviction. If you want to dive deeper into Kaspa's technology or explore other undervalued infrastructure plays, check out my other videos. And if this analysis added value to your day, show some love with a like and drop your thoughts in the comments. Are exchanges responsible for elevating innovation, or should they just follow market demand? Let's debate this. Quick reminder, nothing in this video is financial advice. Crypto is extremely volatile and risky. Always do your own research, never invest more than you can afford to lose, and understand that projects can fail even with great technology. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one.